Let me welcome Ziad Jaber in today's interview. Welcome. The total value of property deals in Jordan rose 18% in the first 6 months of 2010 compared with the same period last year. What is your frank assessment of real estate sector in Jordan, and what is the real sentiment you feel in the market?
The 18% that has come up, I think, is a testament to the current situation of Jordan's rules, regulations, and laws on the real estate side. It is very, very powerful statement for the investor that another avenue of your investments can be in real estate property. As you're well aware, in Jordan, anybody can buy property in Jordan and own it without any restrictions whatsoever. So ultimately, this open economy mentality helps us a lot, and it projects us as a very, very capable economy in the region. The most important single factor comes down to management. How do you manage your establishment? If you manage it properly and smartly, you should be able to weather at least some of the storm. Not all of it, but at least some of it. Unfortunately, many companies in the world, not just in Jordan, we know no example, haven't been able to weather the storm because there has been shortcomings on the management side. Perhaps they were greedy in their investment and they overextended themselves. Perhaps that they had different management styles than the conventional. Ultimately, Jordan will always survive these events, no matter what, because the level of education en masse, across the whole spectrum, is rather high. And I'm not saying that we are more intelligent than the Europeans or even the Americans. All I'm saying is that we don't take unnecessary risks. Our first and single aim is to eat the plate on our food before we fill up again. But what I have noticed in America, they were filling their plates and everybody else's plate. And so ultimately nobody was able to eat. The Europeans likewise. So we cross the bridge when we get to it. And that is the most important part.
Can you speak a little more about the Tala Bay? Can you share with us your vision for this project and what it means in Jordan?
Well, basically the vision really came from His Majesty, and he really needed and wanted and demanded a resort on the Red Sea of Aqaba. The north part of Aqaba was pretty much predominated by hotels. The southern part of Aqaba was pretty much desert. So I felt an opportunity to take barren land, plain and simple, and create something out of it as a challenge in the first degree and as a reward for the Jordanians, because in reality we only have 16 kilometers of usable beach. So unless we do something worthwhile, everybody's going to be traveling abroad and spending money abroad to be able to have a good time on the water. So we started doing this project, and really we were accepted beautifully in society and the Jordanian economic circles, banks predominantly, who were really very supportive to us. The government en place was amazing. The facilities they gave us, the features, the capabilities, really without them we couldn't have come along. People change, they do, but the vision remains one. And it really comes down because the head of state, who's His Majesty, has that vision embedded in all of us. Let's make something out of our country. At the end of the day, it is our country, nobody's going to help us out. So if we don't build it, nobody else will. And this project really is a culmination of that. It's a translation. And it has succeeded, knock on wood. And we look forward to more developments and bigger sizes. But then again, I'd love it if we were able to get 200-300 kilometers more of beach space. We can build more of them. But now, in reality, Aqaba is really the Red Sea. And Aqaba has Eilat on its border, and it has Taba on the other border, and way down it has Sharm el-Sheikh. So the Red Sea has become the Riviera of this part of the world. It's really becoming an attraction. The Egyptians have done a good job attracting Europeans to it. We have come in on a higher scale than the Egyptians with Tala Bay. All in all, it's a taste issue. So Aqaba does have one of the highest ratio of sunshine per year in the world, and that's why all these energy companies are looking at Aqaba. We also have very docile weather sea. The sea is very acceptable and not too rough, and it's not too salty or too cold. So overall, it does a job. But don't forget, you got Wadi Rum right next door. You have Petra just up the road. You have Eilat and the Holy Lands right next door. You have the Dead Sea that you can go. It's a good combination for a 15-day holiday if you don't want to live there. We have the right hotels all the way from 1 star to 5 stars. Well, now they call them 6 stars, I guess. But we have the whole spectrum. And it will address your taste. No matter what, it will address your taste.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, we will be catering for myriad of people. The biggest, most